What is up guys, Munash here, and today we have an Abyss of Legends Morningstar solo with Human Torch. So I'm back to covering the Abyss fights I did when I did part 4, which was my last part about 2 months ago. So now we're somewhere in the middle of the path and we have Morningstar. And her Abyssal ability basically gives her an unstoppable passive on the 10th hit of your combo meter, and the only way to prevent that is to use a heavy attack. So you see there's an unstoppable icon with a number added based on how many hits you are in your combo. So I just want to make sure that when there's 1 or 2 left, I drop a heavy attack, then I can prevent the unstoppable. Otherwise I can just parry and then just play it slow. Okay, and this is a pretty big fight. I mean, she has 5.8 million health, which is kind of excessive if you ask me, but here we are. So you kind of want to approach this one a little bit differently to how you'd approach the other fights with 2.6 million health. So what you notice I'm doing is I'm actually playing it very slow by parrying and then doing one hit. Sometimes I'm even parrying twice before I do one hit. So I'm basically just trying to build up my smolders, so this is kind of like a ramp up for Human Torch. So before I start doing more hits in my combo, I'm basically trying to build my smolders to about 100. Then I'm going to start playing a little bit faster. So you kind of just have to take this one slow, parry one hit, parry one hit, you know. Until I'll say you get about 100 smolders, and around that time you should be almost halfway through the fight, as in halfway through your hit count. Ideally you want to be at 100 smolders when you have done about 100 hits. And basically that'll make the second half of the fight go a lot quicker. Because now you have 100 smolders and you can pretty much do your usual combos. So I usually used to do medium, light, medium, but now I just prefer doing medium, light, just because I feel like it's a bit safer in case she evades. And also just keep an eye on the unstoppable passive icon, just so you know when to throw a heavy attack to prevent the unstoppable. But yeah, like I said, it's not really a big issue, it just can push you back a bit more and you don't want to get cornered in a fight like this. Also very ideal that you heal up Human Torch, just so you can actually take a lot more parry damage. Because you are going to be taking quite a bit of parry damage in this fight. In fact, the vast majority of the damage you take is just from parrying, because you're going to be doing it quite a lot to build up those smolders. Also keep in mind that Human Torch's Special 3 has multiple hits, and each hit will count towards the icon. And I actually didn't even realize this when I was fighting her, and that's why sometimes she would go unstoppable after my Special 3. But yeah, that's basically the strategy for this fight. You just want to play it really slow until you get about 100 smolders, because then you will have enough reach within your hit count to take her down. And in Abyss, the Special 3 counts as 1 hit, so it's also pretty good for building up your smolders. And I generally advise not to use Human Torch's Special 1 or Special 2 in Abyss fights, unless you have a lot of hits available, like when you're fighting Mephisto or start a full fight. So I'm probably going to upload the Ghost Rider fight as well, but I won't do commentary on that one because it's basically the same as this one. In fact, it's actually easier because instead of getting the unstoppable, all he does is place an incinerate debuff on you, which is beautiful for Human Torch since you just build smolders even faster. But yeah, you'd use the exact same strategy for that fight. And you could even block his Special 2 to build smolders. But I just didn't play that one right because I actually wasn't sure how much I would need to parry or how many smolders I would need to build before I could start playing a bit more aggressively. So I was doing parry 2 hits or parry 1 hit for most of the fight, and I only managed to take about 5 million health. And Ghost Rider is a few fights before Morningstar, so after I did that fight I realized that I probably need to play it even slower and still have enough hits to solo the fight. So yeah, once you get about 100 smolders and start speeding things up, the fight becomes a lot more fun. Okay, so I just had to switch mics because my new one just randomly stopped working. I was in the middle of the recording and then it just turned off and now it won't turn back on. I've only had it for 2 days, used it twice in the last 2 videos I uploaded, so yeah, pretty disappointing. So I'm just gonna have to take it back whenever I find time during the week. So now I'm back to the old one, which gives me a lot more background noise. But yeah, I was saying, once you build up to 100 smolders and start playing more aggressively, then the fight becomes a lot more fun. And at that stage, your incinerates will be doing about 2000 damage per tick, which is pretty ridiculous. Especially when you consider that every hit you do will apply that incinerate. I mean, compare that to Nick Fury, where only that 4th light hit will get that big bleed. And also the incinerates last a lot longer than Nick Fury's bleeds. I think max deep wounds versus max temperature Human Torch, the duration is doubled, and every hit you do will apply that incinerate, so that's some seriously jacked up damage over time. And at that stage you can sort of just slowly watch her melt away. And I'm not using any boosts, obviously no suicides, and I didn't activate his pre-fight ability. And I believe I only have 1 point in Assassin and 1 point in Courage. So yeah, Human Torch is just ridiculous for these big Mystic fights. You just gotta play it really slow at the start until you build your smolders, and then you can start doing more meaningful damage. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.